Good morning, USA. This might be your host. Thank you for joining me. Let me see if we're. There we go. Boy, do I have some news reports for you here. Let's see if I can get this better here. Let's see, that might be better. That way I can sit back a little bit in my chair. We're at the library for a change. So I do have a little bit of time here. And what we're going to do, we're going to start right off with a report from the New York Post. And boy, this isn't working out too good. I know what I can do. Give me one moment, peeps. There, now see, I can even, nope. I didn't work with the handle beans either. Anyways, so at any rate, we'll start off with a story right from the New York Post. This one is by Carl Campanelle and Nolan Hicks, August 17th, 2018, 12:19 p.m. It's been updated. In the face of fierce criticism, Governor Andrew Cuomo reversed course Friday and said he regretted saying America was never that great. The expression I used the other day was inartful, kind of hateful if you ask me, I think. Inartful. I'm gonna fix this guy here. Trying to fix you guys up so we can see this better. Oh, that didn't work. I think that's better. So at any rate, he added, anyway, the expression I used the other day was inartful, so I want to be very clear, of course. America is great, and of course America has always been great, Cuomo told reporters on a conference call. No one questions that. He added, my family is evidence of American greatness, pointing out how one generation after his grandfather, Andrea, immigrated from Italy, his father, Mario, would become governor of New York. Mario Cuomo. Cuomo then went on the attack against President Trump, who has repeatedly attacked the governor for the gaffe or gaffle. His philosophy is not just repugnant to New York. His philosophy is anti-American. Cuomo said of the president, ripping a child from the arms of their parent is anti-American. Abandoning Puerto Rican citizens is not American values. What? Fomenting racial division is anti-American? Right. It's not what he was doing. And Cuomo, you should be ashamed of yourself. Beginning to think I missed something here. So at any rate, it looks like that was a very short report from the New York Post and their writers and staff. Complete garbage. Not New York Post because they happen to be, I know Mark Dice uses them quite a bit. And I do have another report for you today. Surprise. I have another report for you today from the Conservative Tribune also, which is from, or by Sophia Clifton, August 16, 2018, at 7:45 p.m. So we are doing pretty good here at Good Morning USA. Thank you, D-Rob CB, Packed Up Bullsheets, D-Rob CB, Care Love, Packed Up Bullsheets, and so many others who have stayed subscribed to my channel. I do appreciate it. Let's see if we can find one more article from the New York Post. Anyway, I have a seriously what sounds like a sad story for you. Now, this one we'll get to the Conservative Post, Conservative Tribune article in a moment, and I thank both Conservative Tribune and New York Post for allowing so many news creators, YouTube creators, and all that. I thank them very much for allowing them to use their resources, use them as their source. So anyway, here's a kind of a disturbing report from New York Post. Gruesome reason dad allegedly stuffed murdered sisters into oil tanks. This is by Joshua Miller. And to all the writers and staff at New York Post and Conservative Tribune, which are my two main sources, please, if you see any discrepancies in what I've reported, please let me know in the comments section. And/or you can telegram me as well, Good Morning USA. I believe it's just Mr. Nick at Good Morning USA on Telegram. So feel free to do that to New York Post and Conservative Tribune, and to my subscribers also. If you see something inaccurate, please let me know, okay? I try to be very accurate in what I'm doing and be very real. So here it is. I'd probably remove the kids from the room if you're still watching this and they're in the room. Gruesome reason dad allegedly stuffed murdered sisters into oil tanks. This is by Joshua Reddy Miller. August 17, 2018, 9:28 a.m. The bodies of two young Colorado... I need to do this here. I need to brighten this up. I have a bunch of bright light here. Here we go. So now, the bodies of two young Colorado girls whose father pleaded on TV news for their safe return were found inside mostly full oil and gas tanks, according to law enforcement sources. Several high-ranking sources close to the investigation told KMGH they believe Christopher Watts, 33, placed the bodies of his daughters, 4-year-old Bella and 3-year-old Celesta, in the containers owned by his former employer, Anadarko Petroleum, to mask the smell of decomposition from passers-by. Police in Frederick, about 30 miles north of Denver, announced Thursday that evidence technicians from its department in the Colorado Bureau of Investigation found two bodies that investigators strongly believe are Bella and Celesta. Police officials declined to elaborate on where the girls' bodies were found, but said they were discovered in close proximity to the other body that investigators believe is Watts' pregnant wife, Shannon, who was reported missing Monday. Along with the couple's two daughters, authorities made the disturbing discoveries one day after Christopher Watts was arrested on suspicion of murdering his family. He remains held without bond at the Weld County Jail. And this looks like the gentleman they've arrested. Get a close look at him. This is absolutely the worst possible outcome that any of us could possibly imagine, John Kemper, director of the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, told reporters during a news conference on Thursday, and I think our hearts are broken for the town of Frederick as much as anybody. Authorities declined to discuss the possible motive for the alleged triple killing. Wow, triple killing, can you believe it?
What?
As well as as well as how they believe Shannon Watts and her daughters were killed, and whether Christopher Watts has been cooperative with investigators. Two law enforcement sources told KMGH that Watts has confessed to killing his wife and his daughters. A spokesman for Andarco also confirmed to the station that Watts has been employed by the company until Wednesday, the day of his arrest. Prosecutors, meanwhile, have said they believe Shannon was Watts and her daughters were killed inside the family's home, but declined to elaborate. KMGH reported. Will County District Attorney Michelle Rourke said formal charges against Watts will be filed by Monday. Good. While investigators have not given a motive for the alleged killings, documents obtained by KDVR indicate that the Wattses had filed for bankruptcy 3 years ago, claiming $70,000 in debt. The Chapter 7 filing from June 2015 showed their savings account had less than $10 in them. Accounts had less than $10 in them, while their joint checking accounts had a paid paltry $864. Student loans and retail purchases comprised the majority of the debt, according to the documents. A candlelight vigil is scheduled for 8:30 p.m. Friday in front of the Watts' home, KMGH reports. Watts, whose wife was 15 weeks pregnant, told the station during an interview Tuesday that his wife's purse, keys, and phone were at their Frederick home. Prior to her disappearance, she had been returning home from a business trip in Arizona, he said. She never got back to me, but she wasn't getting back to any of her people as well, and that's what really concerned a lot of people, Watts told KMGH. I hope that she's somewhere safe right now with the kids. But I mean, could she have vanished, just taken off? I don't know. But if somebody has her and they're not safe, I want them back now. Now that was Mr. Watts talking, and that's what he told the authorities. And that's what it sounds like to me. So he told the authorities that, but while the authorities believe in potentially evidence, now it's on to the prosecutor, and it's looking like this father murdered all the kids and the wife. So, very sad news there, very sad news. Let's move on to a little bit more of a, I think this article is a little bit more on the political side. Yes, we're going to love this one. And this is from the Conservative Tribune by Sophia Clifton, August 16th, 2018 at 2:45 p.m., excuse me. So what we have here is, as school starts, locals talk about the real David Hogg, and it's not pretty. No, it's not pretty. As summer comes to a close and kids start going back to school, there is one school getting more media attention than most others. Okay, so Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, the site of the February 14th shooting, is the spotlight as teens from the Parkland, Florida community began a new school year this week. This past Tuesday, August 14th, also marked 6 months since the shooting, putting that subject at the forefront of everyone's mind. Oh, yeah. So several teens from the school spent summer Several teens from the school spent the summer as teen activists, both locally and nationally. Some students even took their March for Our Lives platform on the road in a 20-state bus tour. Wonder who's paying them for those. That's just my brief opinion. David Hogg on the one David Hogg, one of the leading advocates for gun control. By the way, it's not gun control, it is an assault on your Second Amendment rights. It's not gun control, it's gun confiscation. They call it gun control because it's easier for people to take. It is gun confiscation, so don't let anyone mislead you. I mean, I'm reporting what the website is reporting, Western Journal and Conservative Tribune. So anyway, David Hogg, one of the leading advocates for gun control among his classmates, as the website states, among his classmates has been busy organizing protests complete with armed guards for himself, signing book deals, and endorsing national political candidates. What do you know about that? What do you know about that? I think David Hogg is just hogging a lot of airtime, don't you? At David Hogg, you're hogging a lot of airtime. Why don't you try to do something useful? So now, let's see. So anyway, so he's signing book deals and endorsing national political candidates all summer. But he has given locals in the Parkland community the short end of the stick. Recently, Hogg called on parents around the country to get out and be proactive in their communities. To any parent reading this, save us. Vote, work on political campaigns, knock on doors, run for office, and be the charge because our politicians won't be. Be what? Be the change. Oh, be the change because our politicians won't be. Hogg hasn't taken any of his own advice, however. David Hogg, at David Hogg 111. To any parent reading this, save us, vote, work at political campaigns, knock on doors, run for office, and be the change, because our politicians won't. They won't be. No, they won't be. I'm David Hogg. I just want your money. I'm not David Hogg. I'm Mr. McMeet, your host for Good Morning USA. Thank you. Just to clarify. According to Parkland locals, the teen hasn't knocked on a single door in his own community. The Broward County School District prepares to have elections for new school board members. Ryan Petty and Lori Abedef are both Parkland parents who lost children in the shooting. In their campaign for the school board, are centered around ensuring that no other parent has to go through what they have. Okay, I'm going to stop right there a minute. There's no possible way. If you're a parent, there's no possible way. I don't mean to sound uncompassionate. There's no possible way you can guarantee anything. This is the world. We live on Earth. This is the world. This is sometimes a very evil world, and there's nothing you can do to guarantee any such safety. That's why your Second Amendment rights, my Second Amendment rights, and our First Amendment rights must be protected. As Petty told the Sun Sentinel, every parent in Broward County deserves to have their child come home to them safely. I'm running to ensure what happened in my family, to my family, and Lori's family doesn't happen to anyone else, and she can't ensure that no matter what. I don't care how she gets elected. I don't care if she wins by landslide. She can't guarantee anything. She's not God. YouTube, Google, you might be watching me, but I'm watching you too. So is everybody else. And I have other platforms, so But again, I do want to thank YouTube for the live streaming ability, and for the most part being somewhat fair with me. No, I still can't monetize my channel. That could be though right now. That could be because I don't have enough, either enough views, or enough subscribers. So I'll kind of chalk that up to an I don't know question, an answer. ABDEF called for stronger safety measures and more transparency between the board and the parent of school children. I want parents of school children. I want to ensure schools provide safety and equality education, and there is transparency and accountability. Despite their efforts to genuinely create a safer community in Parkland, Petty and ABDEF have received no support from HOG, and the community has noticed. So anyway, Kyle Kashoff, or whatever his name is, at Kyle Kashoff, August 14th, 2018, with school starting tomorrow and today, being exactly 6 months removed from Parkland, I call on everyone to stop the partisan bashing for a day. Yeah. While I disagree with most of what at David Hogg 111 and the others at March for Our Lives students say, I know they truly care and want to. Anyway, Hunter Pollock at Pollock Hunter, I call BS. If they truly wanted to fix it, he'd be fighting beside us with this school board race, broken promises, can't even endorse Laura or Ryan, who are making the true sacrifice and are Parkland heroes. So I'm not going to read all the tweets in that. But anyway, so it appears that Hogg has chosen the fame of the national spotlight over actually lending a hand to create change in his own district. According to the Examiner, 19-year-old student Kenneth Preston said that some who gained massive platforms from the Parkland shooting have forgotten what happened here at home and have neglected the local elections. Preston added they haven't dedicated any of their time to school board races. Hogg has tweeted multiple times in recent weeks about the need for young people to get out and vote, which is a need. It is a very major need. Trump 2020. And let's get a couple of his sons in there, 2020 and beyond. Hogg has tweeted multiple times in recent weeks about the need for young people to get out and vote, yet he refuses to practice what he preaches. David Hogg at David Hogg. The hashtag Road to Change has made it clear to me that the young people will win if they work on political campaigns, knock on doors, make sure everyone they know is voting, run for office, register themselves and others to vote, and most instantly, interestingly enough, you can't register someone else to vote. Not possible. You have to be there. Unless you're handicapped. Don't mean just have a disability, I mean handicapped. So anyway, that was it for the news. I will be on BitChute next. And we're going to get going with that. And I'm going to reintroduce those uploads as well. I'm getting a kind of a cool setup here. I've got my computer out, thanks to one of my subscribers, Z Beagle. I found a nice new computer. I'm actually reading the articles on the big computer. I got big print. I can magnify the screen. I can just go like this. I'm going to turn this over. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. You might not be able to see that, baby. Here, I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna show you my new computer here. There we go, baby. There we go. Let's see it. See there? Pretty slick. Nice little Acer. I'm pretty happy with this one, and it hasn't conked on me yet, so. Of course, it's not very old, but it's kind of what I like. So, if you missed this live stream, it will be rebroadcast or replayed by YouTube. So, just stay tuned. This is it from the live stream, as it's been nearly 30 minutes long. And I will be on BitChute here recording another video. Probably the same one. Actually, it'll be the same one. Get it up on BitChute, so I have it on 2 different platforms. And you know, the sensors at various mobile sites or various sites can't be taking it away. So anyway, God bless to all my subscribers, any viewers, new viewers. If you're a new viewer, please hit the subscribe button. Well, my new computer gave me a new notification. What you know? So anyway, at any rate, this is it for this episode here. Good Morning USA. We are at our usual time frame of about 30 minutes per block of time. So what we'll probably do with this, once I really get it going, is we'll do 30-minute blocks of either live stream or pre-recorded, or both sometimes when I have the ability and the time. Right now I'm limited. I'm at the library, and I'm a little limited at the time for the time we have. So I appreciate you stay tuning to my channel. Any subscribers, any new viewers, if you so desire, you can donate to my channel at via the Square Cash App. It is called my cash tag is $, all caps GMUGUY. So that's $GMU guy. Thank you again. Have a great day. D-Rob, CB, Care Love, Edward Black, Packed Up Bullsheets. Thank you all for staying subscribed. Love you all. God bless. Take care. Mr. Nick B for Good Morning USA.